Well, you get a few days off and, well, you pay for it when you get back in, huh? In this case, when the post office is closed, we are essentially closed because nothing's showing up in the mail to get fixed. But on the flip side of that, that does mean when the post office is open back up, you get a big influx of stuff all at once. So we got a big stack to catch up on here. Let's go ahead and grab the first one here. And let's see what we're dealing with. We've got Rob with no power to start with. Let's find Rob. Here's their email. All right. Okay. Let's see what we're dealing with. 6 watts of power draw, no signs of life. So most likely another one of those dead diodes, yeah? Let's find out. Hello, Mike, and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Couldn't come up with any very good HomePodisms for that. Hope you're doing well over there on that side of the state. Wow, they really glued these ones in, didn't they? Alright, and first 4-8K of the day. Cold and dreary. Yeah, sounds about the same for over here. It's not cold enough over here for any kind of ice though, so. Yeah, it could be worse. It could be the late 2000s. One of the first, well, the only snowstorm in my life that ever closed a school. At least until I moved up here, and then every time it snowed up here, you always had schools closing down. Alright, first one is looking alright. We'll see if it's an easy one or a hard one. Looking good. iOS 17 bullshit, whatever. I don't like that with, I've noticed with OS 17, they changed the way that these behave when they first turn on. They no longer immediately complain that there isn't Wi-Fi. They wait a minute, which for most users, this is going to be preferred. You know, most users would rather it take a second to finish connecting to the internet and complete the request they're trying before, or as opposed to what we used to see, which is as soon as you power it on, if you try to prompt, it will complain about the internet not being connected yet, which is handy for testing and troubleshooting. But now you gotta sit there and wait for it. You gotta wait for it to fail. Okay. Any second now, Mr. HomePod. Goodness.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
There we go. That's all I wanted to hear, buddy. Thank you. Whoa. So now we've got Rohit here. Presumably the exact same problem. Let's see. Yeah, 6 watts of power draw and nothing else. So let's crack it open and see what's inside. Nice. I get a lot of requests for people to purchase these plastic tops. Sadly, there is no source for them aside from the obvious Broken HomePods and pulling them for parts. And as you can imagine, a broken HomePod is more often than not treated less than ideally, so their physical condition quickly tends to be abused as their actual working condition stops. And that means basically very little pickings for perfect looking parts. I'm trying to just 3D print a simple replacement, but I just can't get FreeCAD to do what I want. I'm not that smart. You see all these other YouTubers out there that are like, oh, blah, 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 I picked up this whole new skill and thing and learned it in like 2 weeks to do this like side project that I'm working on for a video. And that's nice. But it takes me a little longer to do that kind of stuff. Well, it depends. But I don't have the time to just sit down with a new program for hours and hours and hours a day and learn it. I asked ChatGPT to help me make it in FreeCAD, and the challenge there is getting ChatGPT to understand exactly what it is that you're looking for. Oh, come on. There we go. $6K or $8K? Place your bets. Place your bets. Got another $8K there. Let's get that taken care of. Oh. Well, I guess I gotta make another one. That went into oblivion. I'll find it again one day. Cleaning up my room. Excellent. Very good. Let's get you back together.
having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the Home app.
All right. Pro hit is fixed. Let's move on to Ron. Ron's got some death farts. Let's go ahead and get that powered up while we're reconfiguring here. Oh. I hear a pop, but the subwoofer speaker itself does not sound very good. I have a feeling this is going to be getting a new bass speaker. Oh yeah, no, that speaker's dead. That is destroyed. I'm not even gonna smell that, guys. I'm not giving myself that kind of cancer. Yeah, that's bad. That's stinky. All right. Here we've got ourselves a good functional subwoofer that's not roasted to death. Let's keep digging though, because that subwoofer didn't just have a meltdown for no reason. Alright, let's see how bad those filters actually got here. Ooh, no. Okay. So, somehow that was overloading our meter. That is really freaking bad. Alright. Let's get this thing some new filters. Alright, there are the culprits. Let's get those guys replaced. We've got a little bit of preventative maintenance to do on this board too. I did spot the same diode that fails and causes no power on this board, so we're going to get that replaced after these caps. Almost forgot our little Schottky diode. Let's get that taken care of. And it'll just fall right into place. Just like that. We'll give it a little assist there. There we go. Alright, that should be all this needs. Let's see if it's operating within spec now. And then we'll put it back together with a fresh subwoofer. Move on to the rest. And we want that number on our multimeter to be less than 50 millivolts of DC. That tells us our filtering is working and we won't have more death farts. All right, fingers crossed here.
I'm having trouble connecting.
There we go.
For more info, check the home app.
That is spot on. Let's get this put back together. Alright, got a new fresh doof-woofer in there. Go ahead and remind you guys what we're replacing. Here's the old one. Went ahead and put an X on it so I don't get it mixed up with the other ones. Not that I possibly could with the smell that's coming off this thing, and yeah, they should not sound like that when you're doing that to them. If we take a peek inside, you can see deep down in there that dark blue coil. I'll show you what a good one should look like. If I have a good one. Yeah, here we go. Here's a better looking one. So you can see that nice copper color in there. And if you look further down, on this one in particular, the voice coil got roasted further down. I'm afraid there is no known great way to rebuild these, remanufacture them. I would love to find out though, because boy do I have a bunch of dead ones. My room smells like them. I'm keeping them just in case I come across an economical way to repair or recycle them. and
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the Home app.
all right. Who's this? We've got Chip. We've got Chip's HomePod here. What's up with Chip's pod? Chip here has no power. Let's get their name up and take a look. Looks like the exact same. Ooh, no power as all the other ones. Let's crack it open. All right, Joker. There. Oh, you're glued down there, aren't you, buddy? Gah. Not enough glue to stop me, though. Almost. But not enough. Let's get this crap off of here. Oh, I see how it's gonna be. I see how it is. All right. Let's go. There we go. In we are. Taxes, taxes, taxes. I'd be charging way less if taxes didn't cost so much. And if my time didn't cost so much. It is surprisingly expensive to run just an at-home simple little business. But we gotta pay for that baby formula and diapers. The day job just pays for rent. It's the side job that spoils the baby. Yeah, I don't see any, unfortunately, I don't see any repair shop owners driving around in Lambos. Not that I would want one. Anyways. Well, actually, Northridge Fix seems to be doing alright. He got that, did he get that house? It was a nice looking house if he bought it. But he also charges a bench fee and we don't. So he's also capable of fixing a lot more than we are. We're like a wee little novice compared to the likes of Northridge or Lewis Rossman. But we'll get there. No one wakes up knowing how to fix a Mac. No one wakes up knowing how to fix a HomePod either. I've actually created a bit of a boo-boo of my own that I have to rectify. And I'll grab it really quick. This is my A2251 MacBook Pro. And I had, unfortunately, been a dumbass and spilled water on it. And I found a few places of where there was corrosion. Unfortunately, it still turns on, but it no longer even sees a charger plugged in, let alone charges. So eventually, of course, the battery ran flat, and yeah, that's where we're stuck. I gotta figure out why this thing won't charge now. And frankly, I really have no idea where to start. I've read a few forum threads, so I kind of know where to start, but it's a whole new territory for me. Yeah, that's a great comment, George. They said it's fascinating to see how some oversights by Apple can create a whole repair market. Really makes you want to pay attention to all the details. And to a smaller scale, it still blows my mind that there's so much demand just for HomePod repairs. Like, gross income that I make every year purely just repairing HomePods, it's pretty much just all by myself. This is pretty much, it pays as much as a part-time job, which thank God it does. I would not be able to afford this kid if I didn't have this extra source of income. But it just blows my mind still that pretty much out of nowhere, I've like tapped into this like you said, like this like whole repair market, and for just a particular product at that, there's enough demand for it. And almost 2 years later, it's as busy as it always has been since day one. On average, we get 2 to 4 a day. Some days we get 1, some days we get 5 or 7. But on average, it's about 2 to 4 a day. And that's weekdays. On weekends, we don't usually get anything, or we might get 1 or 2 on Saturday. It's the tiny part sending these things to landfill. It's the fact also that like it took so many resources to build the thing and put it together and get it to you, the customer, and then a tiny little part inside of it takes the whole thing down. Yeah, exactly. And if the manufacturer of that diode does not know about this problem, Apple surely does. One of these two companies knows about this problem with these diodes. And what really frustrates me is they've successfully swept it all under the rug. We've got Gen 2 HomePods out now. We've got refreshes of the Gen 2 HomePods coming out soon, I suppose. I was mentioned in a Twitter post where somebody was sharing photo differences of a refresh of the Gen 2. Very, very minor differences. You won't be able to tell, I believe, but... And then for Apple to turn around and, customers that are stuck with the $350 paperweight, to tell them it's their problem and they can buy another one full price. That's the solution. And that's the world that they were hoping for, at least with this. Are they moving more towards a realistic right to repair? It's hard to say. Because since the first gen HomePods come out, we have had the second gen come out, which appears to be more repairable. However, it doesn't appear that there's still a way to restore the software on them from a user's perspective. So that's a problem. We'll wait to see how that pans out. But I mean, looking at the second gen's construction itself, it does seem to be more repairable. They launched the self-service repair store. They're adding more products to it over time, But there are still there's still so much they can be doing that realistically wouldn't cost them anything to be doing. And more realistically would be earning them more profit because they'd get more customers for simply approaching things with a better attitude. Am I still gonna... Do I still love to get my hands on Apple gear? Absolutely. I mean, I got the watch, I got the phone, I got the laptop, I got the pad, I got the TV and the speakers and all that. I love their stuff, but that's not a reason to excuse the many problems with them. I pretty much never buy any of my Apple stuff new, though. Almost everything is I buy broken or secondhand. Oh, that's a good point. All right. Oh, we good. I think I've got the energy for 2 more here. Let's see. We've got one here from Chris with no power.
I'm having trouble connecting to the...
Beautiful. So, let's see. Chris has no power. Let's get them an email and let them know. All right. What's it doing? What's it doing? Yep, we got nothing there. 4 watts of power draw at the wall. It looks like every other no power HomePod that comes over here. Let's crack it open and find out. Just noticed your comment there, Chip. Thanks for dropping by. And of course you'll hear from us after the stream with how to wrap up your repair. Feel free to stick around. Got a few more to fix up here still. There we go. Sometimes those just really put up a fight. the pry. Glue it together. Tim, why don't we glue it together? Keeps the sound waves in and the repair techs out. I would like to have a word with the fellow that brought up the idea of using glue in these things. Clearly they got moved to another department because they did not glue the 2nd gen HomePod together. Oh boy. Oh shit. That's really stuck in there. Wow. You get out of here. Ugh. Let's put those back in before we lose them. These screws have tiny little rubber washers on them that love to get lost. That's why you never see me actually take the screws out of this part. Makes it easy to keep everything together. Good grief, guys. Do you think they used enough glue? I've never had to clean the inside of these off before. Oh, funny you mentioned that, George. I have seen them use so much glue on this sometimes that, yeah, the mesh has actually got... It'll actually, like, ooze out of the sides here and, like, glue the mesh down. It's awful. I've seen straight up loose extra screws floating around inside of never opened before HomePods. The only thing keeping that screw from bouncing around and shorting something out is the fact that the subwoofer and its giant magnet sucked that screw up and held it for dear life, only to reveal itself as soon as someone like me comes along and takes the thing apart. Oh, well, take your time reaching out to me and sending that in if you ever do want to get it fixed. Unless Apple sends us a cease and desist, there's we're not going to stop fixing HomePods ever. And I don't see why they would tell us. I don't see why on what possible grounds they could, but I'm just crazy like that. I worry about all sorts of stuff. Sometimes I worry that Apple's trying to cook up some evil scheme to stop us from doing any more repairs to these things. Like I'm low-key concerned that they may push out a software update that somehow. But then I think about it and I'm like, you know, for most of these failures, it's not really possible for them to stop us. Anyways. I mean, we've been going at it for 2 years now, so if they wanted to stop us, they would have tried already. They did everything they could to stop us, and that's all. That's all. Well, they got the glue on the HomePod, and that didn't stop us, so that's about as much as they tried. Just a little more. There we go. Yeah, all things considered, when you look at their other products, the anti-repair measures, if you want to call it that, that they did implement on the first-gen HomePod is rather tame in comparison, because, first of all, you can swap literally any part between any two first-gen HomePods. They don't even have to be the same color. They don't have to be the same production date. They can be two completely different HomePods, hell, with different versions of software running on them. And you can swap every single part without a problem. You just swap it, turn it on, it's working again. No reconfiguring, no updating or restoring or contacting Apple to get them to reflash. Everything swaps around. You look at the iPhone, you gotta go through the whole rigmarole just to replace the battery or the display. God forbid you want to replace the lid angle sensor on a new MacBook. You've probably heard of that by now. But if you didn't, essentially, on the newer MacBooks, Apple has been serializing the sensor that detects whether the lid of the laptop is open or closed. So if you break your display, you need to tear the whole display apart and harvest that proximity sensor, or that lid angle sensor, because the new one won't pair with your laptop. And it's built into the display lid, of course. But then you've got the HomePods. The HomePods are just the strangest. It's the strangest hardware case for Apple that I've ever seen personally. Because, frankly, in my biased opinion, these are incredibly repairable from a hardware perspective. You can replace anything and everything, and it'll just work. Nothing is serialized. But then, you look at all of the other Apple products, and they do allow you to restore the software on literally every other single Apple product out there. They give you a way. Well, the newer Apple TVs, they took that away. That's stupid, but anyways, most other Apple products, they let you restore the software on them, but not the HomePods. And why is that? There is a way, like, underneath of the rubber base of these HomePods, there are debug pins that give you USB and UART access. And when you plug a HomePod into your computer, if you fashion your own adapter or you get your hands on one of the official ones, you plug this into your computer and it'll show right up as a HomePod device. If it's a bricked HomePod, what's funny is it'll actually pop up Finder and show that a HomePod is connected in recovery mode, and it'll give you a little button to click to restore the software on your bricked first-gen HomePod. But that's as far as it'll let you get, because from there you click restore, it'll reach out to Apple's software servers, and that Apple denies access to that restore file, that IPSW, that precious file that they do give access to for iPhones, and even the HomePod Mini. You can download the HomePod Mini's IPSW and do a full restore with those. Yeah, it sounds like Apple certainly has bigger fish to fry at the moment than some guy fixing HomePods in their basement. Because realistically, they're probably not going to lose a customer over somebody coming to me to get their HomePod fixed. Because if they're coming to me to get it fixed, they probably weren't going to buy the out-of-warranty replacement from Apple in the first place, whether I was here or not. So it's fun to fantasize about being the big guy making Apple mad, and them thinking about ways to ruin my life. But thankfully and realistically, I'm not that important to them. Almost got ahead of ourselves. We got a couple of amplifier screws to put in first. that leaves us with time for one more pod. This one also has no power. How much you want to bet it's going to be the exact same diode?
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the Home app.
Beautiful. Alright, let's wrap this up. We've got Lee's HomePod with no power. Let's take a look. Same amount of power draw, same kind of behavior. Let's dig in. Now we'll clean that. Come on. Ah. That's a hand cramper. We'll see if we can't clean that up before we send it back to him too. That looks cleanable. diddly dun, diddly dun, diddly do, diddly do, diddly da. We got a 6K today, here and now. Alright, make it an easy one. Give me good filters.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Beautiful, yes. Alright, let's wrap this up. right. Folks, that does it. That's all I've got time and energy for. Feel free to subscribe if you want to catch more repairs like this. If you've got something broken, be it a HomePod or something else, feel free to shoot me a message from my website, nixfix.com, and we might be able to get it fixed up for you. In any case, I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For more info, check the Home app.